Alrighty, what's up, y'all? So this might be my last motorcycle therapy video for the year because it's getting brisk out here in Michigan, and I only got a few days left of riding per the Weather Channel, but we don't know if that's true or not. But I figure since this might be one of my last videos for the season on motorcycle therapy stuff, we should probably hit a topic that I've been avoiding because it's depressing to talk about, because it is literally depression. Talking about it sucks, feeling it sucks, dealing with it sucks. Depression is, it's the suck feeling, and to me, depression is depression is a monster, And of course, just as usual, this is just me running off at the face as my personal opinion on stuff about how I feel and deal with things, and if some of these things that I say apply to you, then let them apply, and if they don't, as they say, let them fly, But to me, depression is a monster, or should I say a set of gremlins, if you will. Like, if they pop up, don't feed it, Depression is gonna happen, and, those things that happen, like right now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's fall, autumn, and people start getting that seasonal depression. They start getting depression around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, those types of things where you're supposed to be spending time with family if you're so inclined, or providing meals for your family, or doing family type stuff, and some people aren't able to do those things, so they get depressed, whether they can't provide, whether they can't spend time with their family, or whatever in the spectrum of those things. And some people just the sun's going away, it's getting dark earlier, their vitamin D levels are going down, they just getting a general glum feeling, that seasonal depression. Like, I'm immune, right? Because I've been through so much crap. My vitamin D level is non-existent. I work in a dungeon, I live in the basement, and I game with like no lights except for my fluorescent light on my fish tank. So I should be studied by science. And general regular life depression, like, shit happens, yo. Like, it comes and goes for me. I'm not one of those people that sit in it. And when you sit in it, it can become a problem. But that's just because the way I cope and handle things, and the things I've been through, and me as a person, how my personality is. Depression is like annoying to me now. Like, at one point I lost my ability to cry, which is weird. It's not like I can't cry. I can cry. Like, I just don't feel sadness really. Because to me it's like I'm over it. And I don't know what the downside of that is. Like, I hope I'm not a psychopath now, because that would suck. But I can tear up, but once they try to break that plane of the eyelid, right back in. It's ridiculous. I wish I could explain it. I googled it once. I don't know what it is. I forgot the name of it. But anywho, some people can't deal with depression like that. They become absorbed. And when I say depression is like gremlins, if you've ever seen the movie Gremlins, you feed them, they multiply, right? And gremlins are bad because they get in everything. Depression will get into any and every part of your day-to-day life. It'll just start gnawing at the wires. You'll start short-circuiting. It'll start turning on the faucet. Stuff will start flooding. It'll start chipping away at the concrete. Stuff will start breaking. Gremlins are bad. And the more you feed them, the more they multiply. So you have to try your best to control them. Now, unfortunately, I am one of those people that thinks depression has a purpose, right? Like, all of the gamut. Did I say gamut already in this video? I don't know. All the gamut of human emotions serve a purpose. Happy, sad, glad, every little nuance in between. And depression is kind of like your brain or your emotional system's check engine light, right? It's to tell you something's wrong. Because even too much of a good thing is bad. Oxytocin, serotonin, whatever the feel-good hormones are, you keep chasing that high of the things that your brain produces, and even that can be a bad thing. So too much depression is a bad thing, of course, but I think a little bit, just a smidge, lets you know that you need to either make a change in life or address an issue that you could kind of nip in the bud before it becomes something that's detrimental to your health and well-being, be it mental or physical. Because after a while, after a while, that mental depression will turn into something, all of these words for depression are just, gloom, dread, anguish, feel of overwhelming, impending badness coming towards you. It'll eat away at you mentally, and then it'll physically eat away with you. You'll become, for lack of a better word, uninvolved with life. What most people would think, you're lazy, you're sitting around loafing all day, you just don't want to participate in activities, and after a while that constant droning on will just, you'll wither away into nothingness. I think this is about to be my turn, so I need to pay attention with my yapping. And that can be very detrimental, obviously. Oh, this ain't my turn, because that is a manufacturer. Alright, withering away in any aspect, both mental or physical, is bad. So you have to do something to either take your mind off of the current thing that's making you depressed, whether it be seasonal or what the hell's on the front of that guy's truck, emotional. Damn it, spam risk. Why are you calling when Black Dynamite's trying to do his kung fu? Get out of here. God damn it, what the hell was I talking about? Focus, right? The one thing I can't seem to do because things keep happening. You have to take your focus off of the depressing item or items and point it elsewhere if you want to try to come out of that slump. Some people, based on how they are, who they are, they thrive in depression, which is weird. Like those goth dudes or chicks or emos, I can't remember which one, so don't get mad because I picked the wrong one. They exist in a perpetual state of bleh, and that's just not me, right? I'll feel the feeling, I'll deal with it, and then I got work to do. Like I can't sit there and dwell in it. It's like sitting in a puddle. I got to get up and dry off. I'm not going to address the puddle. I would hope for that puddle to dry, and of course, it was one of my weird ass analogies. But I'm not going to sit and wallow in my depression, and I've seen people do it. I just can't reconcile it myself because it's just not how I process those emotions. I've seen it. I try to, pull you out of it, and then sometimes some people just don't want to be pulled out of it. Like I'm more, kind of more like that with my anger, I guess. Like when I'm mad, leave me alone. Like just let me be mad, and I'll talk to you about it later. But don't try to force me to be something I'm not, unless it's really, really causing an issue, which that can be an issue sometimes. But depression is kind of widespread, and if you don't nip it in the bud, it'll really, oh, look at the puppy. It'll really jack your life up, and it'll jack up the lives of those around you. So my recommendations, what I do to deal with my depression, is I get a routine. And mostly it's working out. Like I'm a routine person. I'm very strict, very methodical and robotic, as I've been called. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing for people around me, but it's a good thing for me. And you gotta look out for number one, and then let the effects trickle down to other people. Like I'm not a dick about it. Like I'll try to break that routine, but if my routine is the place where I need to be to fix the thing that's wrong with me, you're gonna have to hold on and let me deal with this because I need to be fixed. And if I know this is what's going to work, then that's what I need to do. Some people don't know what works for them. They spend their time experimenting with different type of things. Unfortunately, they deal with, controlled substances, and they abuse that kind of stuff. That I do not recommend. I don't recommend, doing any kind of drugs to make yourself feel better, because then you'll be chasing the high of the good feelings again. If you can do it the most natural way possible, I recommend just working out. Other people don't want to work out because they think it might have something to do with body shame, and working out ain't gonna fix my depression. It's not the simple act of being physically fit. It's the routine of having something to do that will also have a positive result for you later. Hera, she working out. I'm less depressed right now. That physical benefit is that you'll be more energized. You'll be more willing to participate in activities, and then all of a sudden, some of those depressing things will kind of fade away into the background. And then you'll be more willing to take the next step into increasing your workout, increasing your intensity, increasing your level of commitment to your schedule. And then after a while, you're like, yo, this is the best feeling ever. I feel good. And maybe depression's gone. Or you do the things that make yourself feel better, like eating. Like I eat all the time, but I'm not going to eat myself into fatness because I got my routine. Like, yes, food makes me feel better because it overwhelms my depressive thoughts with the good sensation of noms. But eventually, I'm going to have to deal with the root of the problem no matter what I do. So, other than working out, setting a schedule, doing something positive for yourself, this board's killing me. I recommend determining the root of the problem that's causing your depression. And that can be a very hard thing to do. If you guys are unable to do that, I recommend asking for help or asking someone to either point it out or give you some ideas about what it is that are affecting you and making you depressed, right? Because sometimes as a depressed person, you can't tell what's going on inside your own brain, even though it's your brain. Sometimes an external input, somebody who's watching you, seeing you, who knows you, can tell you when or how your behavior has changed, and then you can try to narrow that down to a specific moment or set of things that's changed your outlook on life to make you depressed. And sometimes it's not just one thing. Sometimes it's just a whole bucket of shit that just happened to collapse on you, and then all of a sudden you're depressed. And you're going to have to determine what those things are so you can remedy them before those gremlins start to chew you up. I am about to go turn around and take a picture of an abandoned car wash. So I think I'm done yapping for this session. Appreciate you guys watching. And if I get some more yap to do later on after this video, of course you'll see me or hear my yapping face once again. I'm out.